So, man?
So
Yeah, what you got, bro?
I got Austin Jackson.
Yep.
Is he coming off IR? Do you know the answer to that? Barring a setback today, will we see him Sunday?
But I mean, yeah, I mean, but barring we have the day that we have to evaluate. I thanks for clarifying on the field because yeah, you'll definitely see him. But we'll let today play out, and we have if that occurs, we obviously have to do some roster moves. So we'll take until tomorrow through the evaluation, and if we have to do something, we still have some time to do that. So, I mean, yeah, I guess I'd say I'm not optimistic, but we'll see.
Is there any concern about Austin? I mean, you brought him back twice and the same injury regressed. I think it was back in 2022 and then this year. Coincidence? Fluke?
Well, the thing with Austin Jackson is, he's one of the toughest players I've ever been around, and so he will put himself in quote unquote. He doesn't mind testing the limits of his body. So there's, to me, on one of the occasions, I saw it as it wasn't a failure that he got hurt again. It was all the time that he spent on the field. Other guys wouldn't have been on the field because they wouldn't have been able to try to come back. So pressing, for me, Austin is dependable of a teammate. I think a lot of guys think they're tough and reevaluate when they see what he's willing to go through to try to be on the field. So I'm not concerned just because we wouldn't be having this conversation with most players I've coached. He would be on IR, so that's it's all positive, and if he's able to go, he will.
Can you give us an idea of what you've seen from him in practice? As I'm sure there's been some kind of a ramp up.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing that we've been talking to him about is he's playing not to be perfect. We're not having him play whenever he gets on the field to be absolutely perfect. There are some things that a little rust you have to knock off, but his where he's at with his game and what we've seen this week is the tonality and the physicality that it brings to our already physical group. So that, I think, is the biggest thing, is going into it having a reasonable expectation of performance for him relative to his very, very high standard of himself, and then to let the Austin Jackson style of play show out on the field. And that means he's convicted. That means he's intentional. That means he's trying to displace defenders and shoot your gun when you have your opportunity. So that's what we're trying to get. If he has a setback today, then we would be trying to do the same formula next week.
Mike, but there's been a lot of opportunity, I guess, for distraction since the last time y'all played, between the bye week and then even Thanksgiving week. What have you seen from your guys, though, when you have been in the same building as them, that lets you know that they're locked in for Sunday?
Well, from the onset of my first, weekly captain leadership meeting, guys wanted to know where, we all were at, because you don't know. You have a bye week, and you get in here, and you want to make sure that where you've gained as a group, you're right there. And so what I told the guys, and the way that I've approached it, is you just leave no gray. You set forth expectations, and then you observe, and then if things are off, you jump on it on the front end, to the point that maybe even it doesn't even get to me. But within the locker room, making sure that they know that there are people on the team that don't know they don't know. You're not we have a lot of young guys, so with clarity and direct communication, you hit that on the front end, and then you're looking for that's another uptick in your practice execution, finding ways to get better at things, and that's what I've felt 2/3 of the way through the week, and then you just don't ever take your foot off the gas because I didn't say it was a best practice week because the week's not done. We have a day today, and then you have to just continue to put forth the effort and energy towards the things that we're emphasizing, and everybody knows what we're emphasizing, so you can. It's hard to hide on our field. So I feel like I know where our players are at based upon what they've told me through their actions and through their execution.
Mike, is Waller in play for this weekend, or are you more likely to give him another week of practice?
We'll see with today, but he's in play, and I feel I'm an optimistic guy. We'll see with how he feels today. But if there's not a setback, I'm feeling optimistic.
You've generally had a kind of tradition of having guys practice for a week, not play them, and then play them the next week. Why would that sort of deviate from your?
So you keep coming to the press conferences. You know what I mean? All right, I gotta keep you on the edge of your seat. It's case by case. Generally, you are right. Generally, the guys that are coming back aren't, players with the either Darren Waller has a history within the National Football League and now with us, and there's nobody that's been more firmly ingrained in what we do than Austin. So the formula is a little more aggressive in that way, but you're still not getting ahead of yourself and allowing every day to make sure that we're giving them that opportunity, and if their body doesn't let them, it doesn't let them.
What did you like about Tyler Shook coming out of Louisville last year?
Arm talent and ability to make a lot of throws, and I think he was the most intentional, focused quarterback at the combine drill work. That was the first time I noticed him. He was throwing individual routes, but getting through his drop, looking down the middle of the field to hold the post safety like you would when you're playing the game, as opposed to just going through your drop and staring at the receiver, which would take defenders to. He was approaching it, making it difficult for him, but more real towards how we train quarterbacks. And I think he's had a ton of adversity throughout his collegiate career with injuries and such, and the transfers, and he has gotten better. That is the end all for the National Football League, is can you go through stuff and continue to get better. So you feel good about players like that. He came his first opportunity. He definitely gave them a spark, and our job will be to play with all our details, aggressive and sound with him and the rest of their offense. Yeah, I feel very optimistic. He's eager.
Mike, I meant to ask you this in Spain. I don't think I actually did, but what is your daily or even weekly engagement interaction with Champ Kelly like now that, I'll just leave it there.
You didn't want to. You didn't. No, you didn't. Okay. Got it. Yeah, I think it's I would say it's very, very good. I'm close with Champ, and we work it's very easy and fluid, and he kind of got to observe the cadence of my week, the whole season. So he does a great job of understanding our best times to really iron stuff out and communicate. But the biggest thing is that we're able. He does a great job of communicating with me, and we do. I feel great about how things have gone.
There were a couple of AFC losses yesterday. CBS put the Miami Dolphins back on the in the hunt graphic. Have you mentioned to the team at all that the team is not mathematically eliminated from playoff consideration?
I've mentioned to the team the New Orleans Saints. I think the one thing that I do know is you can do math and you do it off the losses and with this much season to go, I mean you could do a little research report. The seedings 6 weeks before the season's over, vastly different in those 6 weeks. So the most important thing is that we play our style of football and continue to progress, because if you're trying to even be in that conversation and worry about that, you're not just going there to get the invite, and we're going to absolutely want our ball ready, and none of it matters. All of it doesn't matter beyond the New Orleans Saints game here on Sunday. So that's what I focus on, and I think the veterans in the locker room can do the math for the young guys.
I know Abram Brewer and Benito Jones have still been limited. What's their status?
They will have no designation today for practice.
Thanks, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, good.